Public sector unions tabled their wage demand for a 15% wage increase 5 months ago. That was in response to an indication by the state that it wanted to wrap up the talks before the end of last year, well before the current wage agreement expires. But it took government almost 4 months to table its own initial wage offer of 5%, an offer promptly rejected by the unions. Last month, government increased the offer to 5.8%. Again, the unions rejected. They regard the inflation-based figure as just forming the basis of negotiating what they regard as a real wage increase. The parties have not even touched on other important issues such as the housing allowances and medical aid benefits. Unions say they are frustrated by the slow pace of the negotiations.
It is going very slow. It's really a concern, the speed at which it's taking place. We've submitted our demands way back in September, and as we speak, we're not yet even at the position where on all the demands have been answered by the employer.
The current talks come at a time when the economy is not doing well and government finances are not in a good shape. In his medium-term budget policy statement in October, Finance Minister Nhlanhla Nene said government would spend 6.5% of the budget on paying salaries over the next 3 years. He also announced a freeze on hiring new staff, only except in exceptional circumstances. A strong signal of his intention to reduce government's 406 billion rand wage bill, one of the highest in the world.
Obviously, financially, one needs to look at the finances of the country. You need to look at what can the country afford. That's from the side of the employer as well as from the side of labour. And that's why we went back. We still have our original demand of 15%, but that's why we went back to our constituencies to see what will a settlement rate be, so that if necessary, we can adjust our demand. And that we have done, as I said, and some unions are in the process. Obviously, we're not at this moment in time ready to disclose it. We'll disclose that to the employer because we negotiate with them.
It's now a race against time to reach an agreement and avoid scenes like these, a crippling strike which will cause a serious disruption of public services. Attempts to get a comment from COSATU public sector unions were unsuccessful. Government says it's satisfied with the way the talks are progressing and is confident an agreement will be reached before the end of March. Only time will tell. Mbongeni Mutwa, SABC News, Johannesburg.